story began 13 years ago when a young and beautiful researcher from Germany traveled to Tanzania for work. She fell in love with a Masai warrior and chose to live with him in a wild tribe. She left behind all the comfort and luxury she once had for the sake of love. What has happened to her 13 years later, and what does their son look like now? Watch the full video to find out. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to get notified when I upload a new video. Let's get started. Stephanie Fuchs, a young woman whose life took an unexpected turn, was born in Frankfurt, Germany in June 1986. She was raised by her single mother, who had moved from France to Germany when she was just 19. When Stephanie turned 19, she wanted to see the world. She traveled all over Australia and then went to England to study biology and conservation at Bath Spa University. While she was there, she had the chance to spend 2 months in Zimbabwe doing her research. It was during those 2 months in Zimbabwe that something magical happened. Stephanie fell in love with Africa, the land, the people, and the culture. She knew right then and there that she would come back to Africa someday. Stephanie loved traveling and learning about new cultures. Imagine this. Stephanie could have stayed in Germany, gotten married, and lived a comfortable life. But that seemed too dull to her. She wanted excitement. After finishing school, she decided to take a risk and went to Tanzania to help with a nature conservation group from London. She arrived in a small village on Mafia Island, which is south of Zanzibar. It was in this beautiful and remote place that she met someone who would change her life forever, the man who would become her future husband. While she was working, she saw a group of tall, handsome herdsmen following an old tradition of guiding cattle across the African savanna. Among them, one man catches her eye. His name is Sokoine, and he stands out with his red clothes and beautiful handmade jewelry. She said, "At that moment, I saw only him. He was taller than the others and had the most beautiful eyes." From that day on, she couldn't get him out of her mind. She fell deeply in love, even though their lives were so different. But none of that mattered to her. Her love for Sokoine was so strong that she was willing to leave everything behind to be with him. Stephanie had been living in Tanzania for a year and learning Swahili, so one day she decided to share her feelings with him. Sokoine was instantly drawn to Stephanie. They felt a strong connection and ended up spending a memorable night together. Sokoine didn't know that this special moment would lead to something deeper. Just a week later, Stephanie and Sokoine decided to stay together. Their relationship grew stronger, and within a few months, they chose to marry and move to Sokoine's family home in the Masai steppe. And so, their new adventure began. Imagine Stephanie's world turned upside down as she gave up all the modern conveniences she once knew. At first, her family wasn't happy about her relationship and had some worries. But when they met her partner, they changed their minds. She and her husband lived in a small hut made of dung, where every day was a challenge. There was no sewage system, no running water, no electricity. Life was stripped down to the basics. Stephanie had to venture into the jungle to find a place to relieve herself and used a bucket to wash up. Proper food and medicine were scarce. In the beginning, everything felt alien to her. The people around her spoke a language she didn't know, making her feel isolated and disconnected from everyone. It was hard for her to have private time with her partner because he was always with other warriors, busy with his responsibilities. On top of that, Sokoine's brothers were always around, sometimes even sharing the same room as Stephanie and Sokoine. These differences in their cultures created many problems and led to lots of arguments. They both realized that if they wanted their relationship to work, they needed to adjust to each other's ways of living. Another big challenge was the tough physical environment. Stephanie got sick several times, dealing with things like leg infections, malaria, and amoeba. After a year of this, she felt she had had enough and wanted to return to Germany. The struggle wasn't just about dealing with physical issues, it also took a toll on her mental and emotional well-being. But for Stephanie, love was the most important thing. She was ready to face any difficulties for the sake of her beloved partner. Sokoine was truly amazing. He supported and encouraged her, even putting aside some of his traditions to make her happy. His family was also very kind and helped her adjust to their culture. "They were incredibly welcoming and understanding," she said. "They dressed me in Masai jewelry and clothing and made sure I had everything I needed. They took care of me like you would care for a small child." In 2016, Stephanie had a baby boy named Yannick, which made her whole family very happy. She often posts pictures of him on Instagram. Now Yannick, though surrounded by a loving family, doesn't speak German. Instead, he communicates in Ma, the language of his father. Stephanie chose not to teach him German, and she explains her decision with a sense of personal conviction. "I didn't teach him German," she says, "because it just didn't feel right to me. I left Germany 17 years ago and haven't looked back since. It seemed wrong to use a language with my son that the family who supported us during his early months couldn't understand." So Coyne is deeply involved in raising his son, much like fathers in Western countries. And that's just as it should be. In the Masai culture, traditionally, it's the mother who takes on the main role in raising the child. But Coyne is breaking with tradition. He's not stopping there, though. Coyne is also challenging other long-standing customs for the sake of his wife, Stephanie. He made a heartfelt promise to her. He would never marry another woman or have multiple wives, even though that's quite common among Masai men. He is very much in love with his wife and is happy with the family they have built together. Today, Stephanie and Coyne have been together for 12 wonderful years, and their son is just about to turn 8. Life hasn't always been a fairy tale for them, and their marriage isn't perfect. But Stephanie has found true happiness in their life together in East Africa. With a smile, she says, "I am happier than I have ever been, and I have come to love this amazing community so much." In 2020, she launched an inspiring project with Masai women to create reusable menstrual pads. To get things started, she used crowdfunding to raise money for sewing machines and training. This effort wasn't just about making pads. It helped the Masai women gain confidence and become more self-sufficient. But her vision went further. She also set up a cultural tourism website to share Masai culture with the world. On this site, visitors can learn about Masai traditions and join in their daily activities. For those wanting a deeper experience, she offered multi-day stays where they could fully immerse themselves in Masai life. Stephanie wrote a book titled Esepada, My Place is with the Masai, sharing her experiences living with the Masai tribe. The book was a huge success and became a bestseller in many countries. Stephanie and Coyne are still together, and their love is just as strong today as it was 13 years ago. Stephanie, a young German researcher, traveled to Tanzania, found love with Coyne, and built a beautiful life with him and their son Yannick. Their story shows how love can bridge cultural differences and create something extraordinary. Do you believe in cross-cultural love? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to O Channel for more. As always, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.